Hey guys, it's Michael Todd and welcome to the Cult of Vintage. Today, you guys, we are back at I-76 Antiques. I am on my way home from Ohio to Pennsylvania. So I thought, you know what? Let's get inside, check this place back out. It is a huge, huge building. I often don't have a lot of time in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip the cases. I'll go ahead and drop an iCard up here so you can check out the last video if you've missed it. And I'm gonna get into the open air booths and start from the reverse, because usually by the time I get to the end, I'm just perusing, I'm not even really looking. So let's give them a fair shot and see what we can't find. Here we go, guys. Again, you can see the totality of the building. It runs all the way to the back. Here is our front. We're gonna get in here. Hopefully we find some good stuff. I don't know. Let's do it, guys. Here we go. Okay, guys, so as I said, we are actually in the opposite side. This is usually where I end up at the end of our adventure here. So we're going to start off first. And the first thing that I do spot is this really cute little plush Woody Woodpecker. I was trying to see if this was some kind of hobbyist piece. No, it turns out we do have a manufacturing tag. It does look like it's a legitimate piece here. Woody Woodpecker. Let's check out how much. 58. It says Walter Lantz. I've never heard of that company. Probably a smaller toy manufacturer back in the day that's no longer with us, obviously. 58's a little steep for me. We're gonna peer into the beast's mouth. We're adventurous here at the Cult of Vintage. I hope you are too. This is really interesting. I've had a piece very similar to this with the bird finial on the top. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Obviously, with the patina, I'm not mad at it though. We've got a lot of reproduction uranium glass pieces here. I have to say, whenever I see this many reproductions, it makes me very hesitant to want to buy anything from the vendor. That's because sometimes you don't know if you're getting a legitimate piece or if you're getting a reproduction, and there's nothing wrong per se with reproductions. But again, I just don't feel comfortable. So there is a Fenton jadeite baskets at $39, which is very reasonable. And then it makes me think, but is it real? Here we've got some Westmoreland, the slag glass there. I think that's really pretty. So again, some cool stuff to see, like these jadeite Coca-Cola. I'm to my knowledge, they didn't actually make those back in the day, so it's more of a modern piece. Now it does look like, that little yellow figurine, that does look legitimate. Some of the cast iron, the lantern there, those do look legitimate, but again, I get overly hesitant. Now, I have said in the past, I am curious. Let me know down in the comments if you guys would like to see a high end vintage ladies sale that does include real fur and, of course, jewelry. So please let me know down in the comments if that's something you would be interested in. This vendor has got some beautiful glass. I do see this Blanco. It's at 49 in an amethyst. It's a very classic Blanco piece. I'm looking to see if there's any etching on the bottom. Typically, the etched pieces are more modern and they will include the date, so that is nice to kind of help identify them. 49, I did run some comps on those. They're sitting at 49 to about $60, so it is at or below retail, and that is the going rate. Little Ellie Smith there in the amber. Now, this Kanawa. Oh, it is in the moon and stars pattern. This piece will fluoresce. I just sold one recently, and I discovered while selling it that the piece does fluoresce, and it is a beautiful glow. But it's a little higher than what I would want to pay for it, but still pretty good deal. We do have some Fenton up here, and I did not have, of course, my flashlight. Some of the aqua or light blue glass here will glow. It's very specific to a year of 1951. I love the horn vase here with that hobnail effect. I think it's elegant. It's great for non-traditional Christmas, or especially during your winter decors. Blue is definitely going to be the color of the day here. And oh, hey, look at that. Some more reproduction jadeite Coca-Cola salt and pepper shakers. We've got a little Fenton green. It's a little dish here with a underplate, $39 for the set. I didn't think that was hateful. I decided to put it back just simply because I don't know. I didn't think 39 was really left me a whole lot of room. Got a little piece of the Ellie Smith, the blue opalescent. This is pretty harder color to get. Loving the candlesticks there. Oh, and then I do spot this piece back here. It looks like it's cameo glass. Um, upon picking it up and for the reflection, it's not the most high-end piece. It is painted on. It's pretty. There's a small chip on it. So with that chip, I'm like, no, no chips on glass, please. At least ones that I can identify right off the bat. It has happened that I have missed those chips. Again, a nice pull together of some glass, but prices just weren't where I needed them to be. And again, there's a lot of reproduction jadeite in here, or not necessarily reproduction, but new manufactured jadeite pieces. Look at that. We spotted another blue piece. We've got this huge Empoli. Look at that thing. This brandy snifter. It's at $30. The stem on this is unusual. I think a lot of us are very used to seeing a more thick stem on them. The optic effect on Empoli, nothing beats it. I fell in love with this piece. It is definitely a statement piece. Again, look at the pattern that is reflected on my hand. It's just stunning. I'm gonna get this because I love it. We're going to switch up our gears here, going from glass to kitsch here. We've got some Japan made little plastic, rotocast plastic, hollow plastic figurines here, great for Christmas. They're priced at $18 each. That was a little high for me to resell on. So while they're super cute, and I think for a collector, that would be a good get, they're unusual for sure. Just didn't leave enough room for me for profit. Now here we've got one of the Napco flower angels. I love these pieces. Beg pardon, it's Lefton. I really thought that was Napco. They're overly intricate, and I love it. It is one of a series. There's no chips or breaks or repairs on her, which is quite common for the piece. There's a little bit of color loss to that top rose that you're seeing there. I can live with that. So you know what? At $17, I am going to go ahead and pick this up. They typically go anywhere from about 35 to 40, and those are sold comps. So, there are some anomalous ones in there. It all just depends on who's looking for it and when. And then, oh my goodness, look, another piece of blue glass. We've got another beautiful piece of Fenton Blue Opalescent, a hobnail at 25. That was a little, I probably could have gotten that cheaper, but I fell in love with it. And at $25, while I don't think there's the biggest profit to be had on that, I still think it's a beautiful piece. And you all know that I love the hobnail. And Fenton does a beautiful job with the hobnail to create a moonstone effect. This is a little disturbing. Is it not, or is it just me? Let me know. We've got some Great Depression era glass here, of course, with our uranium and our pink just below it. I love these little shot skis. These do have the underplate to it. Uh, Great little. You could use this for an ashtray though too if you were going around on a party. The underplate does serve as an ashtray too, so you could set it down and kind of walk around with it. But you could also, if you had a little shot in there and you were done with it, why not? Or hey, live your life. Some unusual candlesticks there. Price is just not where I need them to be. The set here at $20, actually, that's kind of a good deal. And I was debating it. The shot glasses can go anywhere from 20 to 40, again, depending on who's looking at it, how many people are looking at it for that particular time period. But the underplate definitely made it a little bit more unique. But I decided not to take the risk today. And a lot of people, I have seen comments in regards to why aren't you taking the risk that you're taking because of the economy. And that's the thing. I can't spend as much on certain things as maybe I would like to, or things that I would spend up for in the past, because it's really got to be super unique to warrant that price tag. So it's kind of like everything else really needs to be well below retail to ensure that there is profit left to be made on the piece. Loving these glass lampshades here. Blue is not my color so far as my personal decor, which is interesting given how much blue glass we're going to find today. Great little hobbyist piece here. It's the giant pixie cookie jar. I don't know if they created him to look like he was winking. Again, a little disturbing. We have some Victorian inspired garland here. They are glass. The easiest tell on these is one, the condition. They're very good, though there is a faux patina on them. Another excellent tell is to look at the cording in between the beads. Do you see how crisp and white those are? Even if they were stored away, there would be some natural aging and discoloring to the cord. So, again, reproduction, we're going to leave those behind. Now, here is a baby planner. It's in like a Relpo style. I typically don't go for these simply because they're quite common and it's a very niche or very specific kind of collector that's going to go for this. However, the unusual subject matter of this piece really made me want to get him. However, I couldn't find a price tag anywhere. I'm like, okay, it's hidden. Let me come back. Yeah, no, there was no price tag on it. So I took that as a sign is that's a no-go for you, sir. Bye-bye. We've got a little basket or a crate here filled with some Santas. He's had a day. I love this one. It's a little pajama bag. How absolutely adorable. You know, you would go on a sleepover and this is what you took to have your PJs in. It's quite cute. $39. I don't think that that is that bad, especially again for a collector. I do think there is a little bit of room on that for resale, given how clean the plush was. But again, I wasn't really willing to take the risk on it. Some other cute Christmas stuff, but nothing. We got a little jabby piece here for you. This is a cast iron flower frog. I found these several times before, usually at $40. So this one being at 13, I definitely thought was a good get. I know a lot of people out there love those metal flower frogs. They are becoming harder and harder to find. I used to be able to find them left, right, and center, but anymore, I'm like, ooh. We got another little Flemish pyrography box here. It's the cherry patterned cute glove box. It's a burnt wood. I do like the fact that there is painting on those, but price just didn't warrant me getting them. Little sassy plum here. Why not? Everything needs a face on it, right? Gonna check out the booth here a little bit more. Mm, Not really spotting a whole lot. Except for this giant mid-century lamp. How about that for a look? Definitely not going to be shipping that one. Got a cute little piece of hand-painted Fenton here. Artisan signed. $20. I'm not overly excited about it, so I'm going to set it back. Here we are. Moving on. I did spot another piece of Empoli. Again, thicker stem, very similar to the blue one here. I love the amber. I really did, with every intention, come in here to looking for amber glass, and I was like, finally, I spotted it. Um, Loving the pedestal candy dish on that one. Price is pretty good at 28, but yeah, no. This was an unusual little one here. I like the color on it, the imperial pear pattern. I don't often come across this. It's almost like a ruby glass with a carnival effect that's really flexing in a marigold color, which makes for a really, I think, autumnal vibe to it, but price not where I needed it to be, such is life, right? Got some other interesting pieces here, and I would think, let's see what else maybe this vendor has. Definitely want to come over here to the back side, but it looks like all of the glass was pulled out front, except for these Tiffin glasses here in the yellow. $30 for a set of four. You know what? That's a really good deal. These will glow. Um, Tiffin did a number of different colors. I know they did do like a mossy green. That one will also glow. They did a smoke, a deep dark brown. I do have those. Lots of kind of mid-century glass here, though I do think that they were a little bit more contemporary. This mammoth candy jar at 195. Look at that thing. Reference. Whoa. Definitely don't want to ship that one. Now, if it was a swap face, then I probably would. The color blue immediately caught my eye. We have this gorgeous art glass here. It is signed. I'm not familiar with the signature on it at $39. It could be a deal. I decided to leave it behind. I didn't think that it was dynamic enough, though it definitely was a nice quality piece of glass. Don't spot anything else, so we'll move on. I did spot some more glass here, kind of like a little Royal Beirut, that strawberry pitcher there. It wasn't refined enough. The sculpt was, it was a little soft. The paint wasn't as crisp as what you would typically see on Royal Beirut. So I said, no, no. But again, guess what? Color of the day, you guys. The blue is really attracting me. I have no idea why. Loving this little four-footed rose bowl here. I'm going to call it a rose bowl. Blue opalescent. We have 25 with a strawberry pattern. Obviously, it's a pressed glass or molded glass. But then I did spot this white and blue slag glass back here. Now, this is the rose pattern by Fenton. It was only $18. I love this. I love the slag glasses. The swirl on that I think is beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the flower frog. Keeping in mind the other items that I've purchased up to this point, I did have to take those up front because I wasn't going to carry around that giant blue brandy snifter. I mean, I could have, but you know. Yeah, nothing else. I was debating the Rose Bowl, but I ultimately decided to leave it behind. There was some corn. It's priced at $50, so I said no, no. I I think I've sold a clear corn before. I was only ever able to find one of those at a reasonable deal. So moving along, I found another Water Baby book. I am so excited about this. This actually makes my third Water Baby book. Now, it's all the same story. However, this is a different publication to it. The illustrations are a little bit more simplified, though there are some larger color plates. I kind of flip past one right there in the more traditional style. I love this. As I said, I have two others. This is for me. Gosh darn it. Look, it says Tommy was so lonely. Well, not anymore, Tommy. You're going to come home with Moa. Yeah, you are. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed. I thought the painter's tape would be okay. Unfortunately, it lifted. Yeah, it did. It lifted some of that paper label. So that was quite disappointing. Unfortunately, I didn't, nothing to be done about it. I'd already bought it. So. Same vendor had this tiny little leather notebook. It does have like this metal stylus in it. The cover does have a little glass mirror, which is wholly intact. There is some handwriting on the interior. Again, it's small, it's unusual. It is 16, but given how unusual it is, I definitely think that there is some room on that one. Whether it's like a book collector, an ephemera collector, an antique collector, I think that that will appeal to a number of different people. And it's, again, small and unusual, something that was made to be disposable, and it's really stood the test of time for over 100 years. So, look, we spotted some more blue glass. I'm not getting any of it. Behave yourself. Now, you are going to find some really large pieces in I-76. Check out this blue cobalt art glass, very Swedish looking. Wanted to get it on camera, but I'm not buying it. We do have another wedding basket down here. This art glass piece, this bowl, this thing was hefty. It made me a little sketch to put it back on top because this one is such thin glass. I love the green and that oxblood edging to it. I think it's quite unusual. $29. I do think it would have fluoresced, but again, Michael didn't have his flashlight. We do have a fully polished Poncel down there. It's a little bit nicer than a lot of the ones that I've seen. They have a tendency to be very rough. Um, I think it would have been great for a fall display or Christmas display, but I left it behind. Some more jadeite here, $14. I was like, that's way too reasonable. I don't think it's a newer piece, or pardon me, an older piece. We do have some, and I really appreciate this. The vendor put on new jadeite creamer and sugar. Thank you. Respect for that. And that's not to turn my nose up at it because a lot of the more contemporary, who was it? The Pioneer Woman, I think, did a whole jadeite collection. Those things can be quite collectible. Again, it's going to depend on the piece, not necessarily just because it's Pioneer Woman jadeite. Little Northwood, it looked to be like a little powder or perfume jar there. That will fluoresce. This really unusual art glass vase, loving that orange color, great for a mid-century collector. It is priced at $45 because I could not identify the manufacturer is what made me decide not to get that piece because I don't know if there's going to be room on it. I would simply be selling it based on color and style, and sometimes, quite frankly, that's just not enough to do it. Got some great cranberry glass here, loving the little Jack in the Pulpit. That was pretty reasonable, though I do think it is more of a contemporary company. There is a Canadian glass manufacturer, and they pretty much specialize in cranberry or Victorian era inspired glass. And I do think it is from them. They fooled me before, but not anymore. I'm a sucker for the Agronauts. I don't know what it is about that piece. It is through Westmoreland. They did a number of colorways. That one was priced at 40. They typically go anywhere from 40 up to 100 plus, of course, depending on the finish to the glass. A lot of the slag glasses, they weren't produced in as many quantities given the time and the cost going into the piece. So those tend to be a little bit more desirable. A lot of blue glass. I'm not buying over $40. Ooh, I don't know about that, but again, some more. Nothing was really speaking to me. Again, I'm looking for pieces that are unique, something that really catches the eye. Because if it's catching my eye, chances are it's going to catch other people's eye. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. Don't buy it just because it has a name. Buy it because it has value to the look of it. And speaking of looks, guys, our last pick of the day is this gorgeous turquoise milk glass. And we're going to wrap it up outside, guys. Well, there you have it. Today's Shop With Me video, you guys. It was a great time here. We got a lot of blue stuff. I'm not sure what it's about, but I'm going to take it. Alrighty, guys, down in the comments, don't forget to let me know what your favorite find of the day is or the item you wish I had most picked up. Either works. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, guys, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.